G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_Gaming for another Dokkan Battle video. So for today's video we're jumping in and we're going to be checking out the EZA details. So it has been quiet in Dokkan, I've been sick so there hasn't been any videos coming out, but I thought I'd better get one done on the EZAs here. So we've got the TEQ Janemba here, we also have the AGL PIKKON, get out of that, and then we've also got the STR PIKKON and the physical Kaioken Goku. So we'll start off with Janemba. He's the one that I imagine most people will be really interested in. So for his leader skill, we're sitting at 3 key, but we're now up to 180% for Corroded Body and Mind. That could be helpful for the mission in the anniversary battles. And then Extreme Class 3 key 130%, which would be good for something like Battlefield, so don't mind that. And the important thing here, so the passive. So start of turn we're going to have an 180% attack and defense. We've got guaranteed guard, nice, and 50% damage reduction, so cool. That is going to work really effectively together. Proven combo, guard plus damage reduction equals good defense. So also provides all allies, all extreme class allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense, which is fire. With 3 or more type key sphere obtained, Corroded Body and Mind or Uncontrollable Power, allies get an additional 30% attack and defense, so that's good. That'll bump that up to 2 key, 60% attack and defense for those, so that's some big time numbers right there. Then he also launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of being a super. They've been loving that super at 70% of late, haven't they? With 1 or more rainbow keys obtained, we then get an additional 150% defense and 30% damage reduction. So that would mean we're up to 80% damage reduction, which is pretty fire. Then for every attack received, we get an additional 20% attack up to 100, and we lose damage reduction 5%, no more than 50. So that means you'll bottom out at that 30% damage reduction if you're getting the 1 rainbow key sphere. So I imagine that a full dodge build is definitely going to be the way to go for this guy. Yeah, because we're definitely going to want to avoid him getting hit. A little bit like physical Topo, actually, it springs to mind. So for his super attack effect, he stacks attack, which is interesting, for like a support style unit, and then raises defense for 1 turn. So that's Fat Janemba. At a glance, I think this will definitely be pretty good, especially I guess if you're using him as like a slot 3 floating unit maybe. That way you're going to sort of be minimalising how many turns he's on rotation and how many times he gets hit. So then we jump into Super Janemba. So for Super Janemba here, we then, for start of turn, we get 200% attack and defense. Randomly change a key sphere to another type of key sphere, a bit weird. Changes AGL key spheres to rainbow, has guard, and has a 50% chance to dodge. Okay, so moving away from damage reduction here. With 3 more type key spheres, we get the additional 100% attack and defense, and also an additional super, so that is guaranteed. With 1 or more rainbows, we get an additional 30% dodge, so that means we jump up to 80% there. Then before receiving an attack within the turn, he's got 30% damage reduction as well. So 30% is not bad, but I think we're definitely going to be relying on the pardon me, relying on the 80% chance to dodge there. After evading an attack, his next attack is a guaranteed crit, and then essentially when super attacking you get 250% attack and defense. So some big numbers in there. I think dodge is definitely going to be what you're relying on pretty heavily with him here, but I don't have any calculations to support that. Then for his super attack, he now greatly raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn, so no more stacking on that front. Personally, I'm going to say that I'm going to prefer to be in this mode because obviously he's got the support here. But yeah, once this damage reduction does wear out, you probably are going to want to get into Super Janemba and rely on that dodge there. But anyways, now we've got AGL PIKKON, so his leader skill jumps up to 3 key 180 with Connected Hope. And then super class 3 key 130. For his passive here, let's have a look. So we've got attack and defense 200%, 50% chance to dodge, and then 2 key and 30% support to superclass allies, which is good. For 7 turns, he's got 200% defense and guaranteed guard. Nice. So a bit of a defensive mechanic there as well to sort of hopefully help us handle normals. 3 or more type key spheres, we get Otherworld Warriors, a Connected Hope, additional 30% attack and defense. Is good. So very similar to Janemba here, launches an additional that has a 70% chance of becoming a super. And then with 1 or more rainbow keys to retain, we get 4 key, an additional 20% chance to dodge, and then seals the enemy as super for 2 turns. I don't know if we've seen a multi-turn. Oh no, actually a lot of super attack effects are multi-turn. Ignore that. So yeah, what's that? That's going to get him up to a 70% chance to dodge, and then when supering, you get 200% stats. Nice. So I think again, slot 3 floating support is definitely where you're going to be wanting to run this guy. Yeah, dodge and support's always a really, really effective combo. So for super attack effect, we got 50% attack and defense for 1 turn and greatly lowers attack. Then we got the unit super, when we got the Angel, Goku, or Vegeta. And that one, what? Where is it? Where's it listed? Is it the same effect? Greatly raises attack and defense? Or, oh no, here it is. Greatly raises attack and defense. So attacks just become effective against all type and lowers attack. So, yeah, a floating support. I think he's not going to be anything game breaking, but I think he'll be very effective for a lot of these teams. Where are these teams listed? You can't see him there. Oh, that's all right. That's fine. I think he'll be a good EZA. Either way, as I said, we're just going to be utilising him as a floater, and you can never have too many supports. So, perfect. Then we've got the STR PIKKON. So let's have a look at what he does. A little bit interesting to get that at the same time as the AGL PIKKON, that's for sure. So, leader skill is 3 key, 100% to STR typing. For his passive, we've got 150% attack and defense, all enemies minus 50% defense, and then launches an additional that has a 50% chance of becoming a super. For 4 turns, he has 50% chance to dodge. For every super performed, he gets 1 key, 20% attack and defense. So that's an infinite stack. That's interesting. Then also gets a chance of performing a crit and chance to dodge up to 50%, 10% per. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. When target enemy is attacked or defense status down, we get an additional 100% attack. Before receiving an attack, he then has 50% damage reduction. And then when all allies attacking in the same turn are either other World Warriors or tournament participants, gets 100% stats, 20% damage reduction in crit, and launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super. So on his initial turn, if you've got that fulfilled, you could get 4 supers. So 4 supers plus the 50% chance to dodge there, that could get you up to 90% chance to dodge there, which would obviously be pretty... Oh, actually, that's what they're talking about here. And then from there, you'd have the 40% chance to dodge, the 100% chance to dodge. So that could be interesting. I don't think he's anything too ground-breaking, but could be useful for missions, I guess. Then raise attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, and greatly lowers attack. So I think he's pretty basic, but as I said, could be useful as like a 6th or 7th option on a team for a mission. And then we've got this physical Goku. So we've been waiting on this guy's EZA for a pretty long time. His super attack effect is 3 key, 100% to physical. For starter turn, we've got 4 key, 200% attack and defense, 50% chance to dodge, and randomly changes an int key sphere to another typing. Okay, so he's an orb changer. Survives a KO attack once. When HP is 80% or more, we got 100% defense. 80% or less, we get physical to STR key spheres. When attacking with 12 or more ki, we've got 100% attack and defense, and an additional 50% when HP is 80% or less. With STR or physical, we can launch 2 additionals. For every STR or physical ki, so we then get 40% attack and chance of performing a crit plus 10%. With AGL TEQ or int ki spheres, we got guaranteed guard, and then 20% attack and defense, 5% dodge. So imagine that, if you're able to get 10, there's your 50% chance to dodge. That could be handy. Then super attack effect massively raises attack, and then causes the immense sacrifices 5% HP. Yeah, probably didn't need to keep that. So if you're getting off this turn where you're getting 2 additional supers, if you proc the hidden potential, you're just giving up 20% of your HP. So that's not much incentive there. So you're definitely going to want to be utilizing him to get AGL TEQ or int ki spheres, because no defense on super to sort of counteract that. So yeah, I'm not sure how useful this guy is going to be. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're really going for there. I know he does get 100% attack on supers, but I can't imagine he's going to be doing super insane numbers to sort of make it worthwhile sacrificing your HP. So that's a little bit interesting. But certainly with TEQ Janemba here, in particular, he's definitely the EZA that I'll be looking forward to testing out. Being a big bad bosses unit, he's going to be able to help out a bunch of these extreme class teams. So, running him in on the TEQ Buhan team could definitely be interesting. So, let me know down below which of the EZAs you are most looking forward to. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.